So Ernest is CEO of Interstellar, one of those companies you never really hear about, like he said, but powers so many different things. So I'm really excited to hear all the quiet things that you've been powering. You know, like the big brother watching us all. Very interesting. So Ernest, I'm going to hand it over to you and see you at the end of your session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. So I'll just start now. So Interstellar, our tagline is Go Beyond Payments, Go Interstellar. So we are seeing a world where we are moving from traditional payments to the exchange of value, where we can pretty much tokenize anything out there in the world. And again, as John mentioned earlier, we are that company that most of you haven't probably heard of, but we've been working quietly behind the scenes for the last 5 years, developing solutions that will be powering the next generation of Web3 applications and also to prepare the African continent for the fourth industrial revolution that is upon us. I'll move to the next slide. So who are we? We are an enterprise blockchain infrastructure company. So we are a private technology company that powers critical blockchain infrastructure for digital payments and financial institutions in Africa. We work with startups, enterprises, and public sector institutions to build and manage the best DeFi cross-border peer-to-peer applications that make blockchain ecosystem more accessible for everyone and financial inclusion a reality. We started off as an R&D project in Cameroon and Canada back in 2007. And today we currently operate in Cameroon, where we have our mad scientists and R&D, Nigeria, where we have our primary operations, Seychelles holding company, and in Canada, where we have our AI and Internet of Things operations. In terms of our core team, we are comprised of a global, diverse, and passionate team of Africans. We've built a very strong business network across the Pan-African financial mainstream and blockchain space, which has made Interstellar one of the leading blockchain and Web3 infrastructure services organizations within Africa. Our team brings together decades of experience in blockchain, technology, fintech, governance, IT infrastructure, emerging tech law, and finance. In the past, we've worked in and led teams in executing large-scale infrastructure programs at major banks across Africa and global corporations like Apple, Cisco, Dell Technologies, Oracle, MTN, VMware, and EMC. While we started our company about 5 years ago, we actually started our blockchain journey with Bitcoin some 13 years ago, back in 2009. And we also helped kickstart the blockchain ecosystem in Toronto, where I'm currently based, back in 2011, which led to many innovations, including projects like Ethereum. Just a quick fun fact, the photo on the bottom right, that's me and Vitalik Buterin, the famed founder of Ethereum. This was in 2012, about 3 years before Ethereum was officially launched to the world. What are some of our innovations? So in 2017, we built something called the warp drive. We often joke you can't have interstellar travel without a warp drive. Essentially, what this technology does is to bridge multiple and different types of blockchains to bring their features into others. So you could carry Bitcoin blockchain and run it on, say, Stellar or the Bantu blockchain to reduce the fees and increase the transaction time, for example. So the warp drive essentially creates interoperability between different types of blockchain protocols. In 2018, we built something called the Pathfinder. And the Pathfinder essentially is a technology that allows you to have the ability to swap assets that do not have direct trading pairs with each other. So you could swap assets from different currencies, different tokens, and have them basically interchange and swap each other. And the system and technology basically finds the most efficient and cheapest path. So if you wanted to go from, say, the dollar to, let's say, Kenyan shilling, it might go from $1 to €1 to a Chinese yuan, maybe to Bitcoin and then to the Kenyan shilling. Next time you come, it looks for a different path. So it's very efficient. There's no dependency on a single or centralized currency. Then again in 2017, we built a wallet and exchange called the Interstellar Exchange with the code name Voyager. And this was and is a unique non-custodial decentralized wallet that allows you to experience the features defined in the first two innovations. So you could swap, exchange, trade assets, move them back and forth in real time in a non-custodial manner. So it is not centralized, it cannot be hacked, and you remain in full control of your resources and assets. The last one, which makes us particularly proud, is called Stargate, and we've been working on this since 2020. And Stargate addresses a very unique challenge we face within Africa, because as you may all know, one of the challenges we face is interoperability. So a lot of our assets and services are siloed. They operate in different ecosystems, and it's been hard for them to communicate. So going from, let's say, M-Pesa to a payment solution in Cameroon or a payment solution in Ghana can be quite tricky. So Stargate allows them to exist independently, but allows you to jump from one payment universe to another, as we call it. So I'll start with that. So what is Stargate? Basically, we provide interoperability between payment universes leveraging blockchain. So it's a non-custodial, blockchain-agnostic, security-first, and high-performance service that powers critical blockchain infrastructure for digital payments, currency swaps, asset exchanges, applications with industry-leading availability and security. It runs on Interstellar's custom blockchain as a service, which are node clusters built on a multi-cloud foundation across multiple regions, organizations, and can withstand cascading failure events. It also includes a suite of robust APIs and modules to help our clients build custom applications. So they focus on their business and we handle the rest. So it sits between your applications and various blockchain protocols from one simple interface. What are some of the components? So it includes payment APIs, a wallet service API, institution service API, central bank digital currency, Impact Studio, a blockchain bridge service, liquidity provision service, authorization management, obviously the blockchain as a service infrastructure, and a suite of network tools and applications. Who are we serving? Central banks, commercial banks, payment institutions, remittance institutions, digital identity providers, and centralized and decentralized exchanges. So ready for business. So the exciting part. So we start off with Interswitch. So our work with Interswitch started back in 2019, in December that time. And we partnered with them to build a multi-digital currency Pan-African payment ecosystem called PAPE for Africa's first unicorn, which is Interswitch Group. And it's powered by a private permission blockchain network, which will later on include a consortium of Pan-African banks and fintech players. So this pilot for PAPE actually kicked off yesterday with one of our largest Pan-African banks, which is EcoBank Transnational. So this allows them to send and receive money instantly or other assets without needing a central currency. So you can swap from Kenyan shillings to Naira to Rand, etc. You don't need to go through any reserve currency. So we're very excited about this project, and the pilot kicked off yesterday officially. The next one is the Central Bank of Nigeria. So we came second out of 15 global companies that were selected to build the e-Naira. So when it went live in October 25th of last year, the central bank reached out to us again. We've been working with them since June of last year, collaborating and carrying out research outside the e-Naira service. But when they went live, they reached out to us to collaborate with them on various research use cases for the e-Naira and other types of digital assets. We've been working closely with them. We are invited to numerous meetings and events to provide advice on some of the best use cases to work and to provide. And most recently, in December 14th last year, about 3 months ago, at the Bankers Committee, in front of all the major banks and CEOs, We were recognized by the governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele. And we are really excited by the work we are doing and what Nigeria is doing for Africa in leading this project. And we look forward to many exciting opportunities. It's inspiring other projects to come online and other central banks in Africa. The next one is the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. This project started off in 2019, and it was launched in January this year. The commercial launch took place this year. So the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System is currently a centralized solution and enables processing, clearing, and settlement for intra-Africa trade. It is supported by Afreximbank, the African Union, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So it is made up of central banks, commercial banks, and payment companies. And we've been sort of playing an advisory role to them at this point on how to leverage blockchain and to decentralize what they've built. We've already been introduced to the other central banks of the West African Monetary Zone to talk about CBDCs and other use cases. The next one is Access Bank Group. So this is one of the fastest growing Pan-African banks, and we are working with them to enhance their Pan-African payment network called Access Africa. And we are also carrying out research on tokenizing digital assets that can be transacted across Africa. And they will also be collaborating with a consortium of leading banks and fintechs. So they have a division called the Africa FinTech Foundry, which is sort of their innovation center. It gave birth to companies like Paystack and Flutterwave that we all know. So we are really excited to be co-creating with them and creating these new innovations within the African payment space. The next one is Sterling Bank. This is a very interesting bank in Nigeria, very innovative, an amazing CEO, Mr. Abubakar Suleiman. So we've been working with them, exploring a digital Naira stable coin before the eNaira was launched. And they've launched a fully regulated stable coin called the NGNS under their organization. And obviously, they are fully licensed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Another more interesting project we are doing with them is called Ile-Dola Land Tokenization. So it's a large-scale blockchain-based land and property record system which will help buyers and financial institutions to access, verify, and acquire properties instantly and seamlessly. So typically, as you may know, it can take anywhere from months to years to get your land title. With this platform, you'll be able to buy and sell land literally in minutes or hours. And we are really excited about the project because it's being backed by several states in Nigeria. They've mapped their lands, done the GIS, digitized everything. And Sterling Bank is basically going to be providing the liquidity. So if you buy a piece of land, you don't like it, you can sell it back to the system. And it's really exciting. It's going to be going live in about the pilot in about a month or so. So we are helping with that project, and we are looking to take it across Africa once it's built. The next one is System Specs Remitter. So our collaboration with them, it's basically around digital identity management, leveraging blockchain. They are one of the oldest fintech companies in Africa and pioneered a lot of innovation led by Mr. John Obaro. They've built many services like Remitter, and they are quite influential in the payments and fintech space. So we are working on a digital ID solution, as I mentioned before, to help them better manage multiple databases for identities, from driver's license to election tables, databases to health records and things like that. So having a unified system on blockchain. The last one, which is particularly exciting to me as the founder and CEO, is the Bantu Blockchain. So we helped build the first Africa-led public blockchain infrastructure called Bantu. It's powered by a decentralized and non-custodial payment infrastructure called Bantu Pay. Within its core is a utility token called the XBN, or the Blockchain Network Token. What is unique about this project is that we launched it without any funding, no ICO, no IEO. And we brought together an amazing team of Africans, and the conditions were very simple. You would have to work 24/7. You wouldn't get paid, and you could not complain. So we had about 40 people that showed up. We've been working together: lawyers, accountants, engineers, governance people, programmers, etc., policymakers. And this blockchain, its consensus mechanism is known as the Harambee Federated Byzantine Agreement. We can dive into that much later. But this project, again, the Bantu Blockchain, you can find it in all social media platforms at Bantu Blockchain. Since going live in December 2020, we have over 200,000 users, about 40,000 on Telegram and other social media platforms. We were one of the first blockchains to go to market with a banking partner. And we are working with amazing companies within our ecosystem like Convexity, that is working on education, training, supporting startups. Sterling Bank is with us, System Spec Remitter, Interstellar, of course, Bought Me Cash, and a suite of other providers and services, so to speak. And typically, projects of this nature would require tens of millions of dollars to go to market. But again, we did it with no funding. And I'm happy to announce that this month, we'll be making an announcement that the Bantu blockchain is partnering with a global payment provider. They will be integrating with our blockchain using their card services, both virtual and physical. They are very excited to be working with us to provide services and support for financial inclusion, supporting startups, and supporting students in universities. So we are really, really excited about this. I encourage all of you to have a look at the Bantu Blockchain project, and we look forward to basically supporting all of you there. So that's pretty much it. We are not just a technology company. We are architects of tomorrow. Thank you very much, and look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you very much for sharing a little piece of information with us. I'm sure there's a lot more to come from you. Final words?
So again, we are extremely grateful to Sonia and the team, obviously John, for hosting us, giving us the opportunity to step out into the public once again. We are not a very public company. You don't usually read about us or see us, but always excited to support anything happening in Africa. And we look forward to seeing you at the next session and a more physical presence. And for you, John, we'll be visiting East Africa very soon with our project. So definitely some connections there. So thank you once again. I'll keep responding to the questions and supporting anyone else that needs any services here. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ernest. Have a great day, and I shall be back very, very soon.
Thank you,
everyone.